welcome to Multimedia Plus Online Television. Our top stories for this edition: Media Initiative for Women and Girls Empowerment donate to vulnerable children at one of the slums communities in the western area. Youth at Kisibome dump sites scavenge gutters for scrap materials, electronic gadgets and minerals. And WAS exam still ongoing amidst COVID-19. All of the stories and more are all lined up in today's news broadcast. I'm your host, Memesi Rebecca Kamara. And now for the news in detail. The Winston Donald Bright organization launched Project 100 and donates learning material in some school in the western area. Mohamed Baki Kamara reports.
The Winston Donald Bright organization launches Project 100, which aims at feeding and clothing 100 children and the less privileged in some parts of Freetown. Today at the Variety Children and Family Services, the organization donates 100 foil food and clothes of different sizes. Rachel F. Rena is the leading home mother.
Well, actually, there are two brothers, Francis Lahai and John Kandel. These brothers came together in the United States and opened this organization 5 years ago. They are really trying their best. They have sold all their items, their properties, just to maintain some of us because some staffs have gone. At first, we are changing duties, okay? But now we only have 3 home mothers running the facility and social workers, including administrator, licensed officer, and they are at the head office. That is a constraint for us because of salaries. That's why they drop staffs, and the kills are so many in foster care and at the home. Some are at the home schools. We have St. Joseph Moyamba, we have kids there, we have kids at Potloko, Maronka, and Providence.
In Sierra Leone presently, various organizations pops up with great vision but suddenly dissolves and proves fruitless. Is it that they failed to put strategies in place to take up their desired adventures? But how does the Winston Donald Bright organization plans to continue this huge level of kind-heartedness? What is its source of income to sponsor such projects?
Well, actually, this vision started many years ago, you understand. As a young boy coming up, I had this cordial relationship with children, you know. I love to see how they grow. I love to see how they set themselves into small groups, you know, how they mimic themselves being a family at that embryonic stage, you understand. So, but unfortunately, I started underscoring the fact that there are kids who are less privileged, you understand. There are kids who lack the basic amenities of life in this country. There are kids who need food. There are kids who need shelter, and there are kids who need clothing, and there are kids who need to be cared for, you understand. So I decided many years ago that I will always try my best to see that the little that I have, I will remove there, you understand, make time for these kids and sponsor them in any way possible. Apparently, they are the future leaders of the country, you understand. So if these who are the future leaders of the country are less privileged, then I think the country will go in shambles. But if I have taken these honors to be with them, to sponsor them in my own way, I think we will expect a brighter future. Many kids in this country were suffering. So I have taken the honors to take little, not much, I'm not rich, but to take little from what I am having, you understand, and save them in the bank, build up projects in order to sponsor these kids and see that they have the basic amenities of life in my own little way.
Reporting for Multimedia Plus Online Television, I am Mohamed Baki Kamara.
The West African Senior School Certificate examination is still ongoing amidst COVID-19, with reports of exam malpractice in some parts of Freetown. Let's take a look at the report. Even though the Ministry of Higher Education and other instituted bodies has collaborated in ensuring that the COVID-19 preventive measures are adhered to in the ongoing WAS exam, and also for pupils as well as the teachers to deviate from exam malpractices. It seems all efforts made in achieving this goal went futile. However, the COVID-19 preventive measures have been strictly adhered to. Ibrahim Sharif is a communication specialist at the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education.
I can say it's been going fine, because we put a lot of preparations into the exams themselves. We had reopened schools since July 2020, and we had, did a lot of preparing the children for the exams and making sure that they observe all of the national COVID-19 emergency response measures, both the prevention and control measures. And we are thankful that we only recorded one positive case of coronavirus throughout the 2 months. But everything else, sexual malpractices has been a very serious problem in this country. It has been ongoing for a very long time. It reached a climax last year when, in fact, we saw students, candidates of the exams, jump on the streets, pelting stones at invigilators, monitors, supervisors, just because they did not allow them to spy. So it has gone as far as to the highest point of government, where the President, His Excellency, retired Brigadier General Julius Madabio, had to set up a task force on examination malpractices. And so that task force worked from May 2019 to October 2019. And then the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education stepped in to continue to develop guiding documents that will detail out the responsibilities, the actions, the penalties against those who either participate or perpetrate examination malpractices. And so on July 16, 2020, we came together and summoned a national stakeholders meeting in this country to agree on that document and to sign a communique. That's a joint agreement among all of the stakeholders, on how to eliminate examination malpractices.
The acting principal of the Wesleyan Senior Secondary School, Ward 059, Daniel Eddie Bangura, said that his school is hosting other schools in the ongoing WAS exam, which gives them a total number of 676 candidates for both schools that are attempting the exam. He went on to state that they have been following all the COVID-19 preventive measures, and pupils from his school has not been caught in any form of exam malpractices.
The process is very, very good, and the strategies given up by the examining body this time around are so good, and of course the center is quiet. We don't have the issue of having a lot of people coming to the center to disturb, and we are doing fine here. Since we partially do the reopening last July, we have been sensitizing them. We have been telling them of the protocols that governs this COVID-19 fight, and of course they have been adhering to the protocols such as the wearing of face mask, washing of hands, and then maintaining social distances within the classroom. They have been coping anyway.
The head girl of the old school Wesleyan, Josepha Kane, says she is overwhelmed with the ongoing exam, since that is the second time the school is using its own code. She further says that they haven't encountered any form of infected case of the novel coronavirus since they have been following precautionary measures.
Yes, as for me and my school, we have been doing that, taking our marks, making it as a point of duty to use your marks, wash your hands before coming in the classroom, make sure your hands are clean, and make sure you don't touch and don't even be around someone that is sickly. And every time we have our hand sanitizer with us, and always put on our face masks so that we abide by the law and keep ourselves safe again from this sickness.
Multimedia Plus Online Television News, Memesi Rebecca Kamara reporting. Be reminded that you're viewing content from the Multimedia Plus Online Television. Following a fire incident that broke out at one of the slum communities in the western area, Media Initiative for Women and Girls Empowerment, MUGEM, has made a donation of toiletry and school learning materials to the children. Here is the report. due to the fire incident that occurred a few months ago as a result of poor electrical wiring at the magazine community in Freetown. The Media Initiative for Women and Girls Empowerment visits residents who were affected and made a donation of toiletries and school learning material to the children that were affected during the fire incident. Adama Sela is the founder and executive director of MIGEM.
As part of the work, we can also reach out to the communities, them, especially where small issues can come up. We give you small support because we know it's not easy. But inside last year, we get one project where we launched called the Media for Girls in Slum Community Project. Because we care for we got picking and especially for that picking away then at them settings there. So sometimes it's difficult for bring them up. Because as we all know, that then setting there so sometimes there we can get them bad people waking there around. We sometimes when I don't go in the morning for go find on a living on a left on a picking them or sometimes when they come out school some bad person can just kind of more try for pull them fauna, try for abort their future. But we believe say when picking a crap up, you need for give them the right skills, the right training. You need for encourage them, say even when you not there, he able for take care of himself. He able for say no. If say somebody want for tamper or somebody want for do bad thing to one, he able for stand up for himself. And he able for speak up. He able for talk to you when a parents say, now this and this don't happen to me. Or now this sports here, so now they try for ambog me. But if Pikin not get that zeal day, if Pikin not get that sabi day for able for speak up on things that way they ambog them or things themselves where they disturbing in community, then a problem. So we say let we give them Pikin there so within the deprived communities there so the necessary skills and support where they need for able for speak up on issues them where they affect them now the young community them. Because
Mohammed Medish Bangura, youth chairman of the magazine community, expresses their thanks and appreciation to MIGEM for such a laudable venture as he calls on other organizations to emulate such kind gesture.
Feel very good this moment time because the time when this happen, we know we get people who they come to rescue and nobody feel good. But as for now, as I tell you so, I'm very happy because even though whatever leads to somebody they give, they can give motivation, make you get strength for start to go further. Well, like me, best advice what they give to me come be parents and but then can benefit here so then stationary here. Who na can get to picking and so now but more than go make a good use of them. Then give the picking but they go take class. At least education are one of the most paramount something. We go benefit you even though if you the parents or then are the only game. But if you picking to educate, one get picking education, one go make a country go benefit, a community go benefit, a society go benefit. I go advise and do. More than not make this go wasteful, make it be useful to the picking them at least. More than go make you suffer.
Community members who were present call on members of the public to come to their aid, as this is indeed a challenging time for them. Multimedia Plus Online Television News, Memesi Rebecca Kamara reporting. If you are just tuning in, you're watching news coming to you from Multimedia Plus Online Television. We'll now go for a short break. Stay focused.
Pick the package if you get
even the haters testify, called the man when I was amateur. Couldn't holler them, my team is vicious fever, the Taliban. The game don't see.
the boy Caldenero, man, live and direct, man, within our studio, man. You know what I mean? Kiss the Throne EP coming. I just can't leave one freestyle. Now this very good studio. The setup is good. Nice and Django. Shout out to Una. Proud of what Una they do. You know, we need more of this in the industry.
Hey, this is Emerson, the last man standing. Of course, we're right here at Multimedia Plus, and we had a great session. And come check it out. It's a great studio, you know, great sounds, great producer, and support your own saloon content. Sugar Entertainment at Multimedia Plus. Peace.
Photoshoot, voiceover, we there. Simple and soundtrack, we there. Documentary, podcast, we there.
Welcome back. Multimedia Plus Online Television examined the condition of youth mining minerals at the Kisibome dump site and some other parts of Freetown. In spite of the mountain of garbage making the roof above their heads, breadwinners relentlessly scavenge from gutters of Bome for some scrap materials, electronic gadgets, and minerals. Our reporter Mohamed Baki Kamara has more.
For over years now, many youths have engaged themselves into digging gutters, mining minerals, and scrap metals at different parts of the capital, Freetown. This obviously is a means of survival for them. Despite their vulnerabilities to different deadly diseases and several other concomitants, buyers of these minerals, mostly copper, iron, aluminium, and scrap metals, serve as honest brokers between miners and the bigger buyers who buy from them in tons.
Man, and there they put one and I got for girl living. So man they trade or tea. Some of food I got and I do the dog. So man they get for people and for them back go get and so much. So can different gold, silver, brass, aluminium.
So you never found gold before?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what you do, sir?
I don't find gold. They go sell the only money from the body money they don't count and they will do no use. Enjoyment some of my in the falla.
How's community nowadays?
A constant community.
Okay. Now any organization where they support that?
The organization who they na the community. If you work hard and they member we then get the one who they remember. But who they say for go do anything now we then they can't get that. The who better can now they shield we then get the face so they take. For go, if you say then say for go now the hospital cottage and get the face so then go and take and they then pull it out.
Any country. So
sleep. That man then can there no more for a few hours. After that, all man they pack, go side they go.
So you don't feel so exposed to sickness?
I got nobody protect you. Cause if now was sick now for they die. Cause one and then I got so they plots all kind of tea. If now was sick, how about they sick? No see now. Then we back all they protect because of una suffer they suffer. Can't put so on this smell water. Not so all man get man for can't put so on a gutter. Una they put so on a gutter for lot sustain life there no more. Don't no go take another man you. Don't see now. I saw this situation can go on.
Since this trade emerges, these miners thought it as a better honest earning than to loot and rob people or places. This trade, as they say, is a source of their income since there is a high rate of unemployment in the country.
So which thing are they doing now?
Yeah, what's out there? Now they feel living. Those who they to Monica with family life, friend car soup, papa car, friend car put on a go off or go to the sea. And those who see 3,000, 2,000, 1,000, 5,000, 4,000 we take care for we live you. So living. I'm not sure what they go for it. Okay, they for some normally survive is a gutter. But yeah, the money no get. All the money show me gutter. We show na. Okay, they poppy miss no more. Money get stress. Poppy. Okay, they money list. Now they all the somebody can tolerate where they can piece. You go 5 block, 1,000 where they can piece. And for no one will for no go thief.
So the iron one and the fence. So which like you go do with them?
Who go sell? Also better money back. Who go sell back? 5 block more. For no go for it. For 1 kilo. No go thief.
So, but could it be as a barter system method in exchange of their lives? Multimedia Plus Online Television. I am Mohamed Baki Kama reporting.
That is all we have time for in today's news broadcast here on Multimedia Plus Online Television. But before we close, here is a recap of the headlines. Media Initiative for Women and Girls Empowerment donate to vulnerable children at one of the slums communities in the western area. Youth at Kisibome dump sites scavenge gutters for scrap materials, electronic gadgets, and minerals. And WAS exam still ongoing amidst COVID-19. Thank you very much for sharing your time with us. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Multimedia Plus Online Television. For more updates, news broadcasts, programs, and interviews, We are also on Facebook at Multimedia Plus. Please visit, like and share our page in case you have not done so. I am Memesi Rebecca Kamara. Until we meet again, stay safe and healthy. Bye for now.